All right, so this next mnemonic is to help you remember the signs and symptoms of a mania episode. So I remember when I was in nursing school and I had my first clinical for mental health, and one of the first few clinicals, we had a patient that he was admitted for this episode of mania. A brand new diagnosis for him. His family was pretty taken aback by everything and really didn't know how to handle it. I think he was about in his 30s, had a couple kids, a wife, like very well to do, very well put together, very wealthy, but had spent like $15,000 at Walmart and like was talking about all these government conspiracies and very distracted and very go all the time, wasn't sleeping. They were very concerned because it was very out of characteristic for this man. So they brought him into the emergency department and he ended up getting admitted for having this episode of mania. And it was very interesting because he was, when you look up the signs and symptoms, very classic. So the mnemonic is dig fast, D-I-G-F-A-S-T. So D, distractibility. If you can imagine, you get 10 nursing students and about 10, 15 patients on this unit, and, you've got your big day room, and, sitting there trying to have a conversation with him was very difficult because he was so easily distracted, even in group. Like, we all would sit together and have group, and just getting him to focus on the conversation at hand was very difficult. The next one, I, indiscretion. So he had very poor judgment, lack of ability to see kind of the consequences of various actions. Clearly, when he's spending all his money, knocking out his savings and spending a bunch of money at Walmart, like those kind of issues. Also had this issue of grandiosity, like he was better than what was going on and above everything and everyone that was there and too good to be there kind of situation. So this idea of grandiosity. So that's the first part, dig, D-I-G, distractibility, indiscretion, grandiosity. The next one is fast, F-A-S-T, F, flight of ideas. So you talk about one thing and you couldn't just sit there and talk about it. It'd go, from idea to idea, and it was really, really hard to get him to focus in because you'd say one thing, it'd go for a mile a minute on this, and then one thing he would say make him think about this, and he would go to the next thing and then the next thing, and it was just super difficult to have a structured conversation with this person. The next one is A, activity increase, all over the place, could not sit, could not hang out. It was just from thing to thing to thing. Oh, I want to go do a puzzle. Oh, I want to go do this. Oh, I'm going to go grab a magazine. Oh, let's talk about this, from thing to thing to thing. The S is a sleep deficit. They're going like a mile a minute, so they're not sleeping at all, and sleep is not a concern. They can go extremely long periods of time without sleeping or even realize they haven't slept. And then the T is talkative. Naturally, all the things that I just discussed, they're going to be very talkative. So I'll go through that again. It's dig fast, D-I-G-F-A-S-T, D, distractibility, I, indiscretion, G, grandiosity, F, flight of ideas, A, activity increase, S, sleep deficit, and T, talkative.
This has been another episode of the Nursing Mnemonics podcast by NRSNG.com with your host, Katie Kleber, RN, CCRN. To grab all of our nursing cheat sheets, head over to NRSNG.com/freebies. That's NRSNG.com/freebies. Thank you so much for being here today. We love you guys. We thank you so much. We want to see you guys succeed. Listen, we're all in this together. Now go out and be your best self today. Happy nursing.